Overall, Poonam, we're looking at about a 4 to 5% growth across the board, particularly with some strength here in North America. What jumped out at you in
Yeah,
this report?
yeah, I think actually the numbers are pretty good. I know they did have a slight miss on EPS, but the revenues being up 5% is much better than we expected. The street and guidance was for revenues to be up low single digits, so very encouraging here. Obviously, the most important thing here is the guidance, which we'll hear on the call at 5 p.m. So that's really what we're watching for. Gross margins, once again, they're down from where they used to be, around still hovering at 43, 44%, but they did a little better than expectation. So overall, the quality of the earnings from above the EBIT line, they're pretty good.
Talk to us about the revenue that we saw out of China. $1.8 billion in revenue. That was above street estimates, and that represents about 16% year-over-year growth. Were you impressed by that?
Absolutely. But, everything we've heard from all the peers and athleisure reporting for China in the last few months, it's been stellar. So I'm not too surprised that the numbers were good, but definitely much better than we had anticipated at 16%. And China's a big story for Nike and for the athleisure companies because that's where the growth lives. So it's really nice to see that momentum rebound and Nike taking its share there.
I was speaking a little bit earlier, Poonam, with the Nike analyst. He had raised some concerns here about maybe some cracks in that direct-to-consumer side of the business here. How is that holding up in your view?
The direct-to-consumer business actually did really well this quarter. In fact, growth was up 15% versus consensus estimates for just 7%. So they did really well in DTC. Where they did miss a little is on the wholesale side, where revenues had dropped by 2%. And I think, the push that they have, which we'll hear more about, where they're re-expanding into Foot Locker, into DSW, and even Macy's. Well, we'll see what they have to say about that, but maybe that can help increase their wholesale revenue.